What up, fantasy sports world? It's your boy Open Mind, one half of the ReCapp Fantasy Football Podcast. And we are back again with week 5 of fantasy football. Now, last week was crazy, y'all. Football was crazy in week 4. A lot of craziness happened. To start off week 5, first of all, the 49ers beat the Rams. The injured, beat up, banged up 49ers beat the Rams. I'm talking about second and third stringers, right? The second and the third stringers beat the first stringers on the Rams. Is the Rams going to the Super Bowl? Probably not. Because if the starters can't beat the second and third stringers on the 49ers, y'all ain't going to no Super Bowl. So, sorry, Rams fans. I ain't hating. I'm just calling it like I see it. I'm just saying. Y'all tripping out here. All right, everybody injured on the 49ers. Brock Purdy injured. Parcells is injured. Ayuk is injured. George Kittle is injured. Okay, they got Mac Jones and some 7-Eleven boys out there beating up on them Rams. Okay, what is going on with the Rams? Okay, now the Cowboys tied it up with the Green Bay Packers. It was crazy. Football be crazy any given Sunday, y'all. Any given Sunday. But you know what? As always, not about who wins or loses. It's about the players. When we talk about fantasy football, we talking about these players, right? And speaking of players, about to turn over to your boy DZ so he can give y'all his picks for week 5 of fantasy football.
What's going on, everybody? This is half of the recap. This is DZ speaking. I am sitting here with you. We are at week 5. Man, the challenge is on. Just doing what we do best. All right, here we go. As I go, I have Chris Unley of the Saints playing against one of the worst defensive teams against the pass and averaging 10 targets a game. I'm expecting Olive to find the end zone once or twice, catching for 100 yards and low owned. I'm expecting this to be a breakout game. Also on the Saints, Alvin Kamara. Let's just say his first 4 games haven't been favorable rush defenses, and he's finally facing a bottom-ranked defense in the league. Averaging 16 rushing attempts and 4 targets, I am expecting him to be one of those players that no one will be picking this week, but will dominate against the Giants. I'm expecting him to get 20 fantasy points and more this week, good price, and a perfect week to finally get 100 yards, a rushing and a receiving touchdown. Pick Alvin Kamara. All right, and then we go over to Los Angeles Chargers, Keenan Allen. One of the worst defenses in the league. He's already averaging 8 to 9 targets a game, and at only 5K, returning to his own team and already has chemistry with Justin Herbert. I am expecting Allen to finally get past 20 fantasy points and a touchdown, and I am expecting the Chargers to be throwing the ball often this game. All right, then we're going to head over to Detroit. Jameson Williams at 4.9K, playing against one of the worst defenses in their league, and this league is slated to be a blowout. And you know, if it's a blowout, the Lions like to run up the score just to prove a point. So I'm expecting the Lions to have some fun. I'm expecting Jameson at 4.9K to have a big day with 20 fantasy points and while having a whole lot of fun. And if you're looking for one of those options under 5K, Jameson Williams is one of your players. All right, and this week I have tight end. Haven't really had a lot of luck here, but this week I'm going to go with Jake Ferguson. He's playing against the Jets, who's one of the worst teams against the tight ends, and he's being one of Dak's favorite targets. I mean, should have a good day. The targets are there. He's averaging almost 10 targets a game, and he should get into the end zone at least once or twice this week. I'm expecting all these players to at least get 20 or more points, and they should open up some more options for you in other sections of your lineup. Other than that, everyone, have a good game.
Thank you, DZ, for those picks. Now it's my turn to get into my picks. And once again, it's Open Mind versus DZ. Gotta go against my brother again in week 5 of NFL fantasy football. Why do I have to do this? I don't want to go against my brother. But yo, the numbers don't lie, okay? Now last week, DZ picked the Saints player. This week, DZ got 2 Saints players. Last week, I picked the Jets player. This week, I got 2 Jets players. Why am I going against my brother? I'm not, y'all. I'm just playing. We playing fantasy sports. And with that said, let's get Justin Fields and pair him up with Garrett Wilson, right? Garrett Wilson is averaging 10 targets from Justin Fields, okay? Now, I understand that the Jets are 0-4. I get it. It ain't Justin Fields' fault. It ain't Garrett Wilson's fault. It's the defense fault. They don't want to allow all them doggone points. Blame it on the defense. We playing fantasy football. It's about the players and their production. We don't care who wins or loses, right? Who wins or loses, that's for you other people who bet in those games. Y'all bet on who's going to win and lose. We betting on these players, okay? And they playing against Dallas Cowboys defense who allow a lot of points, okay? The Green Bay Packers put up 40 points against the Cowboys. Yes, it was a tie game, but it don't matter. Them players put up some numbers on that Cowboys defense. So put Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson on your squad. If you want to get this money, pick 'em. And my next player up is another wide receiver in a really good matchup, okay? And that is none other than Nico Collins of the Houston Texans. Now, listen, y'all hear me out. Hear me out, okay? Hear me out. I know how we all feel about the Texans, right? But this is not about the team. It's about the players. The Texans are playing against Baltimore Ravens defense. Now, the Ravens have shown us in 4 consecutive weeks that they are not stopping anything. They're not stopping the pass. They're not stopping the run, okay? And C.J. Stroud and Nico Collins are coming off of a win, okay? And they're going against another good matchup. I don't care who wins. Don't know who's going to win. What I do know is that Nico Collins is going to get some targets. Matter of fact, he's averaging 8 targets. Okay? And C.J. Stroud is throwing Nico Collins the ball. Okay? So put Nico Collins on your squad if you want to get this money. Pick 'em. And my next player up is a running back. Right? DZ not going to get all the fire. DZ can't have all the fun with the running backs. Okay, I got a running back too. And my running back is Omarion Hampton from the LA Chargers. Now, yes, the Chargers lost to the Giants. Yes. Okay, I said it. I'm saying it before you say it to me. Don't come at me. Don't come for me. Okay, I get it. I'm not a Chargers fan. All right, this is the way it happens. These things happen. Trash teams beat good teams all the time. Right? But Omarion Hampton ran for 128 yards against those Giants and a touchdown. And he's also a dual threat. He gets targets. He gets reception touchdowns as well as rushing touchdowns. Omarion Hampton has emerged as the Chargers' #1 running back going forward. The bell cow, the brute force. He's a power back. He's a swift back. He is a Swiss Army knife. Omarion Hampton is going to run all over those Commanders. Another defense that's not going to stop anything. So put Omarion Hampton on your squad for week 5 of fantasy football. If you want to get this money, pick 'em. And last but not least, it is my turn to do defense. DZ had defense last week. I got defense this week. And I'm going with the home squad, the Detroit Lions defense. Y'all know I'm a Lions fan. We unbiased, but hey, week 5, we biased. Okay? We are biased in week 5 because the Lions are going to stop the Bengals. All right? The Bengals quarterback, Browning, is Browning. Yeah, he's Browning right now. When I say Browning, I mean shit. Okay? That color brown. I don't know what's going on with Browning, but he is not about to do anything against this Lions defense. Okay? If he does something, it'll be from penalty yards, penalty plays. I don't know. It'll be luck. Okay, because the Lions held the Cleveland Browns to 10 points last week. The Lions held the Browns to 10 points. And the Bengals are just not doing nothing right now. They got too many injuries on the O-line. Joe Burrow is out. The Lions are about to eat the Bengals alive, man. The defense is going to just destroy these guys. Yes, you can score on the Lions. I'm not saying Lions are going to stop them from scoring. What I'm saying is the Lions are going to dominate on defense. Okay? So put the Detroit Lions defense on your fantasy football lineup for week 5 if you want to get this money. Pick 'em. All right, that wraps it up for week 5 of fantasy football. Hope y'all get this money. Hope y'all got the money last week. Hope y'all get this money this week. And speaking of last week, I want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of DZ's heart. Okay, we got 24.4K views last week on that video, right? So let's get the views up. Let's try to beat that record. Everybody that come across this video, click like, share, watch, play some fantasy sports, right? We giving y'all some of the best picks we could possibly have. All the picks are great matchups, right? Unbiased. Yes, I'm a Lions fan, DZ's a Lions fan, but we're going to give y'all players from teams all across the league because it's about the matchups, right? It's all about the player production, not about who wins or loses. We don't care who wins or loses. A losing team can have a player on your squad that gets you paid, right? You can actually get paid, and the quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, flex, defense, whatever, can still win you some money. So, with that said, thank y'all again for the bottom of my heart for those views, all that love y'all gave us on last week's video. Let's get this video, let's try to beat that record. Let's push it to 25, 26, 27, 30K, whatever. Whatever y'all do, we're going to be appreciative. We're going to love y'all the same. And we're going to see y'all again in week 6. This your boy Open Mind, one half of the ReCapp Fantasy Football Podcast. Happy drafting. Deuces!